Buds Class 234 reaction videos. We back, part 5. Shout out Travis Lively and the crew trying to make it through the meat grinder of SEAL training. Hey, if you haven't checked it out, School's Classroom, man, we rocking out over there. Mentorship, world class, everything you need. Pilots, officers in the Army, entrepreneurship, business school, medical school. You name it, we got it over there, man. Vets looking for a job, come over there. There's a classroom for you also. All right, folks, stand by. We in second phase. Let's get it on. So listen, Class 234, man, 19 original members, 10 additional roll-ins from a prior class. Those are guys that failed pool comp, some other problem in training, medical. They rolling in the class makes 19. We rolled in the second phase with, I think, 36. Maybe it was 48. I think we rolled into the second phase with 48 guys. We had a bunch of roll-ins, came out of Hell Week, Walk Week, and then we got it on. So second phase is all the diving phase. Learning scuba tanks, learning Draeger is real. I'm telling you, that water ain't no joke, folks. Ain't no joke.
The new atmosphere of Phase 2 is evident from the beginning. The instructors remain exacting, but their emphasis is no longer about challenging a student's commitment to be here. The post-Hell Week atmosphere of Buds emphasizes teaching as well as physical training.
So let's see what happens.
So, hey, man, Rivera and Potter, both of them cats, man, was in Buds with us back in 2017, 2015. Shout out to both of y'all, man. Just telling you. Sorry to see your helmets in this pile, man. But that's the facts of the training. Cats go and cats stay. We don't ever worry about the cats that go because they just wasn't supposed to be there.
How's your first days and second phase?
Pretty good, pretty good. A lot of classroom, a lot of academic stuff, but minimal physical evolution, which is good. So giving our bodies a chance to heal.
Shout out to Travis Lively from 217, my dude. You know, watch out for the mountain lions, my guy. Love you, brother. Keep it up. We see y'all in this bad video. So listen, second phase, man. First day, you take that beating like first phase. But after that, man, they weeding you out with production. Either you produce, you do your stuff right, or they send you on your way. Big difference, man. It's a hard adjustment for a lot of guys, man. A lot of the tough guys that just could put out, now they got to use their brain. We're going to separate some of that chaff from the wheat here now.
For the first 2 weeks of second phase, Class 234 learns the basics of diving physics, diving medicine, and diving decompression tables for a written test that is the most demanding academic test in Buds.
Alright, folks, so let's talk about this test. The test is legit. I went to the Naval Academy. I took electrical engineering. The test, I'm not going to say it was easy, but you're not really in no academic environment. Your brain is wired for reptilian survival. So now you got to do some academics. You got to sit in a classroom. They teach you how to do it. 5 different problems in dive physics. I will agree the test was not easy. I saw a couple guys in my class that got world-class tutoring from some rock stars, Ryan Angle, Brent Bogart. You know, just some dudes that are brilliant and still couldn't pass the test. So it does get a couple people, man. It is a legit test, and it's really the only academic test you take in training. So second phase is the brain power phase, and it's that water phase where you can't breathe.
Every student must pass this written test before the next stage of training, the preparation for pool week.
All right. Ready, sir. Ready, sir. Ready, bottom. Ready, 25. Ready, 25. Commence training.
The dive tower is a cylinder of water 50 feet deep, where the students are introduced to free swimming ascent, or FSA. For most of Class 234, this is their first extended experience underwater. Each student makes one FSA from 25 feet and one from 50 feet, after breathing air under pressure inside a diving bell. Breathing pressured air at 25 feet gives a person twice the volume of air in his lungs than normal. At 50 feet, close to 3 times the normal amount.
So, FSA, free surface ascent, basically means you're coming up with a full lung of air down low, so anywhere underwater, and you got to get to the surface without breathing on a rig. You got to blow bubbles. Don't ascend faster to your bubbles. A lot of people don't understand this. Your lungs are very soft tissue. They do not do well overinflated. Matter of fact, they rupture. That, my friends, is called an AGE, arterial gas embolism, and it's almost unrecoverable from. That's what people die from. They're going to put you in a hyperbaric chamber ride, but the recovery rate from AGE, I mean, you get a minor AGE, you might live. You get a major one, you're dead. Dead. So they're doing something here. You know, we talk about it a lot of times, man. They're doing stuff here right here that will kill you in seconds. Seconds it'll kill you. So they're practicing how to come up from the bottom without any air tanks. Some reason they find themselves down low. They trapping out of a submarine, whatever it may be. They got a problem. They got to come to the surface. You better know how to get it done.
FSA is an essential technique used if a SEAL must ditch his equipment underwater and surface safely. Instructors guide each student through each ascent, observing their comfort level in the water. As he goes to the surface, each student must continuously exhale, never exceeding the ascent speed of his own bubbles. To do so risks the expansion of the compressed air in his lungs, with a potential for a fatal result.
Alright, folks, I know that looked kind of violent to you. That instructor wrapped his hand around his neck, drug him back to the bell. But let me tell you something, he just saved his life. Just saved his life, man. Dude wasn't blowing bubbles out his mouth. One little bubble, a 2-foot rise, no bump, man, listen. You blowing out your lungs, you dead on arrival. So the instructor took appropriate action, man. Shout out to you, instructor. Way to save that dude's life. Hey, man, can't collect too many of those safety violations right there. You get banged. You get an incompetency in the water, you going home. Just the facts. They ain't trying to have people out there dying, because I'm going to tell you this. In the real world, at night, underwater, ain't no safety officers. Just ain't no safety officers.
Week 3 of Phase 2 is called Pool Competency Week. Students are tested on their different dive procedures in a series of timed evolutions. Everything from putting on their dive gear to checking over their swim buddies for twisted straps is done under a time limit. Their 2-hose, open-circuit twin-tank scuba equipment weighs nearly 72 pounds. Pool week evolutions are well-planned, choreographed situations occurring in 9 feet of water. Students must follow the various procedures precisely and demonstrate specific skills and comfort in the water or be dropped from training.
So I'm going to say this. This is one of those wrestling phases where you got to practice. I was spending 3 hours every night during the week, 4 hours in the morning on Saturday, 4 hours in the afternoon, 4 hours Sunday morning, 4 hours Sunday afternoon on the mock-up rigs over in second phase. So they got mock-up tanks over there you can practice on. And I practice my procedures, putting my gear on, and it's got to become second nature. We're going to see a situation here a little bit later where some people ain't followed the procedures and got in trouble. So these cats right here that can't get their gear on, tell you right now, they weren't practicing. They were not persistently practicing their craft. And in the SEAL teams, if you don't know how to practice and you don't know how to get better on your own, you ain't going to make it. You ain't going to survive.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you are a winner, fall in on Mr. Pace.
Fall in 2 lines.
Pool week is usually what makes or breaks somebody in butts. You make it through pool week. Wish you're not squared away. I mean, there really shouldn't be any more problems after that. It's definitely a butt kicker, but Now, you're going to swallow a little bit of water, but I'm not nervous about it. I'm pretty confident, actually.
One thing never changes. At Buds, winning is everything.
Because there are losers in this world. It's no longer the PC generation here. Now, listen up. Everybody left face, except for you, the losers here. These are prisoners of war. These are dead guys, all right? Because they didn't do their job right. Everybody wave bye-bye to them.
Good exhalation. Turn the air off. Stow the regulator underneath the manifold.
The students learn every dive procedure step by step, in strict sequence. During a real operation, in cold water, following these procedures might save their lives.
Arm above your head. Upon reaching the surface, what do you say?
I feel fine.
That's all it is.
Let me tell y'all something, folks. I feel fine is the most awesomest thing ever. But then you got to get that followed with Zweig pass. Wiley pass. You got to get that pass after it, because you will get I feel fine. Zweig fail. And you doing it again. You ain't got too many chances to pass this stuff.
Carelessness underwater equals death. When the students enter the pool to practice FSAs, attention to detail takes on a whole new meaning.
You misunderstood. You think we're supposed to turn your air on? You're supposed to be ready to dive when you come up here, right? So, you're ready to die? Is that it? Why don't you drop on down? Hey, Franzia, is this your swim buddy? Negative? Yeah, you were with them. Why don't you drop on down? You didn't have your air on either? What is wrong with you?
So hey folks, let me tell y'all something, man. The big difference in SEAL training, each phase gets more and more self-reliant on your own personal capabilities to be ready to do what you got to do. I tell everybody, right, you earn your trident every day in the SEAL teams is a real deal. It's your job to come in on Saturdays and Sundays and prepare your gear and make sure you know your procedures for Monday's training for the rest of the week. It goes into the SEAL teams. It goes into everywhere you do in special operations. You have to be the professional and be prepared. I liken it to when I was doing my internship in the NFL, man. Them rookies came in and didn't understand the playbook, and you saw them vets, man, and they told them that's the number one thing. You got to know what you're supposed to be doing, be in the right place at the right time, and get it done. This, my friend, is an introduction to it. These two cats went to the bottom of the pool with their air not on. That's a problem. Real life scenario, you better figure it out, because I can't be counting on you in the middle of the night to do your job. You ain't going to be there long.